Hi, it's Bill, and I recently got one of those water pasteurization indicators. Now, how it's supposed to work is that there's a little bit of wax inside of a tube, and when the water temperature reaches 150 degrees, that wax starts to melt. It takes a couple minutes to melt completely, and then you let it sit for 10 minutes or so, and then the water is supposed to be pasteurized. In other words, all the harmful pathogens are inactivated and it's safe to drink. So what I'm going to try and do today is measure the amount of time that the water is at or above 150 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 65 degrees Celsius, and also the maximum water temperature. And then you can determine which pathogens that would inactivate in your water. Good luck with that. All right, let's give it a try.
All right, that's 1 1/4 pints. We've got our thermometer in there, and now we will dip our pasteurization indicator in there. And what happens is when that green wax melts, it runs down to the bottom of the tube, and then you just let it dry. You let it harden later and then reuse it. I don't think you can see that. It's alcohol burning pretty clearly. Ouch, and it's hot. Just for reference, it's a breezy day in the 60s, low 60s today in the sun. And I do not have a windscreen set up on this. And already, it's only been going for a few minutes. Already, the temperature is at, I don't know if you can see that, it's about 120 degrees. So there are some real fuel savings if you don't have to heat it up to boiling. Who doesn't enjoy the soothing sounds of a two-cycle engine ying 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 through the park? I'm just so glad the county and the city have thought to include them. No safety hazards at all there. Every safety precaution has been taken. That won't harm the ball field That won't harm the ball field or the grass at all on March 3rd. Alright, the temperature is just now reaching 150 degrees. The time is 1500 even, perfect, and the wax has not yet begun to melt. So we will just leave it in there and see how long it takes to melt before I remove it from the heat. And we will also see what temperature full wax meltature is achieved at. Is meltature a word? I don't know. I made it one. A little over a minute and 15 seconds or so, and we're just now reaching 160 degrees Fahrenheit, and the wax still has not melted. I take it back. No sooner had I shut off the camera than the wax dropped to the bottom of the tube there. So let's pull that out. Yeah, there's a little still at the top that's unmelted, so we have to wait until that's completely gone. Temperature right now is 168 or so. About 2 minutes. It's 1502, so it took 2 minutes to get there. We are at 1502.37, about 2.5 minutes since it first started to melt. The temperature is about 170, and it looks like the bulk of the wax is melted. There's a little stuck at the top, but I don't think that's going to drop down. I think it's stuck there, based on the first experiment. Anyhow, there was a little on there. I'll give it about another half a minute. Yeah, well, we're at 3 minutes, so we're at 171, 172 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, I'm going to take it off the heat, and we'll see how long it stays above 150. So 1503.30 was about the time I took the pot off the burner. Temperature is over 170 at this point, about 173, 174, and I'm going to try to cover that as best I can. There we go. Just try to hold in a little bit of heat as long as we can and see how long that takes. So removed from the heat source, it's losing temperature steadily. It's just under 160 degrees Fahrenheit now. So my watch says it's 15:10 in a few seconds. As if memory serves, it was 1500 even 3 o'clock for you civilians when the temperature reached 150 degrees. And as it's cooling, it is just now a hair over 150 degrees. So that's 10 minutes plus that this water has been at 150 degrees or more.
So what did we learn from all this? Bring a thermometer, bring a meat thermometer, and heat your water up to 165 or 180 or 190 degrees, whatever makes you comfortable. And you don't have to worry about guessing. Beyond that, the results here were that we had hot water of 150 degrees Fahrenheit or greater for 10 minutes. I think the peak temperature was in the low 170s. So whatever pathogens you're worried about, as long as those temperatures and that time frame will take care of it, you don't have to worry about that either. I guess this is probably best used for somewhere where you absolutely don't have any fuel, where you're just putting a bottle out in the sun and hoping it gets hot enough to disinfect. And this at least gives you some assurance that, yes, it reached 150 degrees. Okay? All right. Thanks for watching.